1. Kotor, the medieval jewel of the Adriatic. Tucked deep within the dramatic Bay of Kotor, surrounded by steep limestone cliffs that seem to rise directly out of the sea, the UNESCO-listed town of Kotor is Montenegro's crowning glory. Its fortified old town dating back to Roman, Venetian, and Austro-Hungarian times feels like a living museum. Imagine stepping through the sea gate into a maze of cobblestone alleys, where centuries-old stone buildings host artisan shops, cozy cafes, and candlelit restaurants. The true magic lies in climbing the 1,350-step trail up to St. John's Fortress, where the panoramic view over the Bay of Kotor, often called Europe's southernmost fjord, is heart-stopping. Below, the terracotta rooftops of the old town contrast vividly with the shimmering bay, dotted with yachts and medieval islands like Our Lady of the Rocks. Evenings here feel like wandering through a time-lost fairytale, where candlelight flickers on ancient stones, and live music drifts from hidden courtyards. Every detail, from carved lion emblems to centuries-old frescoes, tells a story of a city that has endured tides, time, and empires. 2. Durmitor National Park, Montenegro's alpine heart. Located in the north, near the border with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Durmitor National Park is Montenegro's ultimate escape into the wild. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a land sculpted by glaciers and rivers, filled with 48 towering peaks over 2,000 meters, and home to the majestic Terra River Canyon, the deepest in Europe. Here, adrenaline seekers find their haven. You can raft down the turquoise Terra River, zip line across gorges, or hike to the summit of Bobotov Kuk, 2,523 meters, for views that stretch into neighboring countries. Wildflowers bloom beside icy mountain lakes in summer, while golden eagles soar overhead, tracing thermals above untouched peaks. Every trail feels like a sacred passage into nature's raw cathedral, where silence speaks louder than any city noise. 3. Sveti Stefan, the most photographed island in the Balkans. There are few travel images more iconic than Sveti Stefan, a tiny islet turned ultra-luxury hotel, connected to the mainland by a narrow tumolo of pink pebbles. This 15th-century fortified fishing village was reborn as a playground for the rich and famous in the mid-20th century, attracting the likes of Sophia Loren and Elizabeth Taylor. Today, it's operated by Aman Resorts and remains mostly inaccessible to the public unless you're a guest. Still, the best views are from afar, especially at sunset from the Praskvika Monastery Trail, or the Queen's Beach viewpoint, where the Mediterranean light turns the stone walls golden, and the Adriatic deep blue. Even from the mainland, the red rooftops and stone walls seem to float like a mirage in the turquoise Adriatic. It's a place where luxury meets legend, and every photo captures the quiet poetry of Montenegro's coastline at its most iconic. 4. Perast, a Venetian dream on the bay. Just a 20-minute drive from Kotor lies the ethereal town of Perast, a time capsule from Montenegro's Baroque period. Despite its tiny size, just one main street, Perast boasts 16 churches and 17 palaces, all remnants of its wealthy past as a shipping and naval hub under Venetian rule. The standout feature is the view across the bay to Our Lady of the Rocks, a man-made islet with a baby blue domed church, a museum that you can reach by boat. Watching the sun rise or set from the stone jetties, with church bells ringing and the bay still as glass, feels like standing inside a painting. Time slows in Perast, where each bell tower seems to rise in rhythm with the lapping waves below. You'll find beauty not in grandeur but in serenity, sunlight on limestone, the soft hush of boats, and the eternal glow of dusk on water. The town feels suspended in time, where the silence is broken only by lapping waves and the soft chimming of distant bells. 5. Budva, where ancient walls meet wild nights. Often called the Montenegrin Miami, Budva is a city of contrast to 1,500 years of history, wrapped in sun-drenched beaches and pulsing nightlife. The walled old town, surrounded by sea on three sides, is a compact wonder of narrow streets, hidden squares, and stone churches. Climb the citadel for panoramic views of the coastline, and get lost in a labyrinth of alleyways that seem unchanged since Venetian times. Outside the walls lies a different energy. Slovenska Plaza, Mogran Beach, and Jazz Beach offer perfect spots for swimming, jet skiing, or simply lounging. As night falls, Budva transforms into a party epicenter, with beach clubs like Top Hill hosting world-class DJs, and open-air bars echoing with laughter and Balkan beats until dawn. You can dance until dawn under the stars, and then wander straight into a centuries-old church as the sun rises. Budva doesn't choose between past and present, it lets you live both, in a single night under the same moon. It's a city that never truly sleeps, where sun-kissed mornings melt into electrified nights by the sea. 6. Lovćen National Park and Njegoš Mausoleum, a monument to Montenegrin identity. High above Kotor and Cetinje rises Mount Lovćen, the symbolic heart of Montenegro, where rugged peaks meet the sky and Montenegrin history echoes from stone to cloud. The winding drive up the 25 serpentines of Kotor, known as the Kotor Ladder, offers mind-bending views of the bay below, and eventually leads you to Lovćen National Park, home to unique alpine flora and sweeping panoramas. Atop Jezerski Vrh 1,657 meters stands the Njegoš Mausoleum, dedicated to Petar II Petrović Njegoš, the poet, prince and philosopher who defined Montenegro's national soul. Reached by climbing 461 stone steps, the mausoleum is a breathtaking blend of architecture and symbolism, offering views that on clear days stretch to Albania, Croatia, and even Italy. The wind up here carries not just mountain air, but the echo of Montenegrin pride carved in stone and soul. Standing atop the mausoleum, you'll feel like you're on the roof of the Balkans, looking down at the world with timeless reverence. This is where the soul of Montenegro lingers, in the stones, the wind, and the poetry of mountain air. 7. Ulcinj, Montenegro's eastern soul. Farther south than most tourists venture lies Ulcinj, one of the oldest towns on the Adriatic, and a cultural bridge to Albania. Its old town, perched on cliffs above the sea, feels distinct. Minarets rise beside medieval walls, and the scent of Turkish coffee wafts through Ottoman courtyards. Ulcinj was once a pirate haven, and its dramatic coastline tells stories of shipwrecks and slavers. Today, it's known for the 14-kilometer-long Velika Plaza Long Beach, the longest beach in Montenegro, with powdery dark sand and perfect conditions for kite surfing and windsurfing. Here, markets hum in Albanian and Montenegrin, and old men sip espresso beneath Ottoman balconies. Ulcinj's charm lies in its crossroads spirit, where east meets west in a dance of language, spice, architecture, and rhythm. Ulcinj is a fusion of legends and lifestyles, where every alley carries the scent of history and the promise of adventure. 8. Biogradska Gora National Park, the last virgin forest of Europe. Biogradska Gora is a rare natural sanctuary, home to one of the last 3 primeval forests in Europe. Towering beech trees, some over 500 years old, rise like ancient guardians above the mirrored waters of Biogradsko Lake. The air is rich with the scent of moss, pine, and untouched earth, as if time stands still beneath the forest canopy. Wooden paths wind gently through the pristine reserve, where silence is broken only by birdsong and the ripple of trout beneath the surface. As fog drifts through the treetops at dawn, the entire park feels like a secret world forgotten by modernity. Every visit here renews your connection with the wild, untouched Montenegro that still breathes with its original rhythm. In autumn, the forest ignites with golden hues, and reflections in the lake turn to fire. Even the stillness here speaks, telling ancient stories without saying a word. 9. Herceg Novi, the gateway of the sun. Herceg Novi, sitting proudly at the entrance of the Bay of Kotor, is a sun-soaked town famed for its fortresses, stairways, and botanical charm. Its old town climbs steeply in layers of history, revealing medieval walls, Baroque facades, and lively piazzas bursting with cafes and music. The sea glistens below the 14th century Forte Mare, inviting you into turquoise waters framed by palm trees and oleanders. Wander the 7 stairs or explore Canli Kula Fortress for panoramic views and open-air theater vibes. In spring, mimosa trees bloom everywhere, filling the air with fragrance and the promise of warmth. Here, every stair leads to a story, every wall whispers legends, and the sun lingers just a little longer. Locals greet you with warmth that matches the climate, always open, always genuine. At golden hour, the town blushes in amber light, as if welcoming the night like an old friend. Evenings are filled with soft music drifting through stone alleys, blending past and present like a fading melody. Herceg Novi is not just seen, it is felt, in every step, every scent, and every sunbeam that touches your skin. 10. Ada Bojana, the island of freedom. At Montenegro's southern tip, Ada Bojana is a triangular island shaped by the delta of the Bojana River, where wild nature meets unspoiled beach life. Known for its long sandy beaches, bohemian spirit, and nude sunbathing culture, it offers an escape for those seeking absolute freedom. Wooden stilt houses line the riverbanks, home to rustic seafood restaurants, where the catch of the day is served beside candlelight and soft waves. Kite surfers dance along the horizon as herons glide across the sky. Sunsets here feel like slow-burning gold, dissolving into the river like poetry. Ada Bojana isn't just a place, it's a mood, a moment of freedom you carry long after you leave. Nights are filled with bonfires, soft music, and laughter carried on the sea breeze. And in the morning, the island wakes with serenity like the world paused, just for you. Time seems to loosen its grip here, allowing your soul to breathe without deadlines or demands. Every grain of sand feels like a whisper from nature saying stay a little longer. Even silence here speaks not loudly, but with meaning, like the sea when it's telling secrets.